were said to have smoked tobacco at ceremonies and celebrations. This shows that they understood it as a recreational drug and explored its benefits. But how did they get this knowledge? How much did they know about tobacco? And what else was it used for? The use of tobacco dates back to 1400 BC. At this time, it was mainly used for its euphoric benefits. Like their neighbors, ancient Egyptians used tobacco for entertainment. Besides smoking, the nicotine in tobacco served other benefits. It had anti-herbivore toxin, which served as an insecticide when used in agriculture. However, the pleasurable benefits of tobacco outweighed the agricultural use. When used continuously, it became addictive and was hard to break away from. But in ancient times, it was easy to fall prey, as it was consumed either by chewing, sniffing, or smoking. Fortunately, tobacco was not only limited to narcotics in ancient times. It was used medicinally for the treatment of aches and bleeding. When ground and applied to cuts, the tobacco leaves stopped bleeding and also acted as an antiseptic. When burned, the smoke is blown to an infected ear to treat earache. In the year 1890, cultivating tobacco was banned in Egypt. However, the use and application still remain to date. Regardless of the situation, the history of this drug, the blue lotus. In ancient Egyptian history, the blue lotus is a symbol of creation and immortality. Beyond its ethereal beauty, this flower was also believed to be divinely connected to the sun god Ra, as well as other gods, namely Osiris and Isis. With its connection to these gods, it is no wonder the flower meant so much to Egyptian history. Its ability to thrive in areas where normal plants would not grow made it special, and even earned it a place in the historic Book of the Dead. But what was the main purpose of this plant? Among the knowledge of other plants and herbs in history, ancient Egyptians were particularly captivated by this flower. In several art pieces, the blue lotus was held close to the nose, a nudge to its aromatic scent and pleasant smell. Furthermore, its presence in artworks from ancient tombs also signifies its use in mummification rituals. But it did not end there. Generally, the blue lotus played a huge part in ancient Egyptian history and lore, and it was not limited to pleasure. In religious practices, it was part of the offerings made to the gods. As a symbol of clean beginnings, they believed the smell and beauty made the gods happy and would encourage his blessings. The presence of the flower in the stories of each of the gods Ra and Osiris also solidified its role in creation and life. For a country with deep-rooted beliefs in the mysteries of soul and body, this flower played a huge part in these practices. Beyond its use in boosting soul knowledge, it opened the mind by inducing a feeling of euphoria and relaxation. Additionally, the health benefits of this herb are numerous. Its primary function of calming the body directly helps in reducing pain, swelling, and treating insomnia, and even anxiety. Biologically, the blue lotus is an aquatic lily with vibrant blue petals and belongs to the genus Nymphea. After being studied by modern scientists, the lotus flower has two active parts called the apomorphine and the nuciferine. The apomorphine is responsible for the mind-altering effects. By working primarily on the dopamine receptors of the brain, it makes you relaxed and triggers an aphrodisiac feeling. On the other hand, nuciferine has more health benefits and is responsible for pain reduction. Presently, the blue lotus has remained a part of art, culture, and religion. It has retained its mystery like the yin and yang of Chinese culture, but has also become a part of scientific breakthroughs. Coca plant. Like the cannabis plant, the coca plant has faced backlash due to its use. Presently, it is listed as a controlled substance with a high potential for misuse. Yet, it has been used by ancient historians for centuries before the modern man. How did they use it? What effects did it have on them? These are some of the questions anyone can ask when you make this discovery. Whether it was used as a medicinal plant or for relaxation, we may never know, but the traces left behind can tell us a little more than we hope to know about the plant. Closely resembling a blackthorn bush, the coca plant can grow up to 10 feet. Scientifically known as Erythroxylum coca, the coca plant is known better by its derivative, cocaine. For over 4,000 years, the coca plant was used medicinally in its original habitat. As the years progressed, migrations and trading expanded the reach of this plant to several corners of the world. The leaves of the coca plant were known to native inhabitants of the American region as a healing plant. They would chew its leaves to suppress appetites, cure indigestion, and elevate moods. Somehow, the uses and benefits of coca were not lost to ancient Egyptians. The remains of an ancient Egyptian showed traces of cocaine in her hair. Henut Tawi, also known as a cocaine mummy, was an Egyptian priestess who was speculated to have lived in 1000 BC. Not much is known about her life, but after the discovery of her tomb, it is believed the Egyptians may have accessed this powerful drug. Cocaine and nicotine were some of the chemicals found in her hair, and the remains of other mummies found in the area. It is assumed that the presence of these chemicals is due to the contamination of the sites. Presently, the coca plant, and by extension, cocaine, is seen as a health risk. After its introduction into the health industry, it was immediately seen as a danger and removed accordingly. Some of the effects suffered when abused include depression, mood swings, and bleeding of the lungs. In ancient times, the coca plant may have been used medicinally, but it is safe to say the effects were not known at the time. Laudanum. If you think the ancient Egyptians and Mesopotamians lived well, think again. Consuming alcohol or opium separately negatively affects your body. But a mixture of alcohol and opium is disastrous. This mixture of pondered opium and alcohol was referred to as laudanum, described as a reddish-brown liquid. This bitter mixture contains several alkaloids of opium, including morphine. In ancient times, it was used as a powerful pain relief, as well as a treatment for cough. One of the scary things about laudanum was that it was administered in ancient history without any prescription. This meant the wrong dose would not just put you out, it could also kill you. Another scary fact is that it is highly addictive. This meant it could be hard to break free once you become dependent on its ability to take away pain. Another interesting fact of laudanum was that it was used in ancient times on both adults and children. Although children are hardly in a position to experience much pain, laudanum was used when needed. In instances where babies were teething or having trouble sleeping, laudanum was readily applied. Although laudanum was invented and used by the Romans, Egyptians, and ancient historians, it is still in use today. Presently, the mixture has been modified to reduce the opium levels. However, the present tincture is available by prescription and only when necessary. Hashish. The hashish is a variant of the cannabis plant, also referred to as hash. It is a resin derived by crushing the flowering buds of the plant, said to alter brain function when consumed by smoking. The hashish has been in use for many years. The history of its discovery and time frame is unknown. Several countries, including Egypt, present-day Afghanistan, Iran, and even India, are all reported to have used it in the past. Hashish is deeply rooted in the Arabic world, and the word assassins is coined from it. The word assassin is said to be a corruption of the word hashishin, which means hashish smoker in Arabic. Hashish is also mentioned in an Egyptian pamphlet dating back to 1123 BC. This was a symbol of its importance to ancient history. Like cannabis, hashish can induce relaxation or pleasure when smoked. The main difference between cannabis and hashish was the method of ingestion. While cannabis could be consumed in different ways, hashish had to be smoked or ingested orally. But because it burned poorly, hashish had to be mixed with tobacco before it was smoked. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.